All right. First time doing the intro. Let's see if this is what we stick with. Welcome to the OTC podcast, On Trail with Comedians. I'm your host, Nico Prada, and today I have guest Shannon Laleem.
Hey.
And of course, if Shannon's here, Joey's going to be here as well. So that's exciting. We are hiking in, is it Wahlaka State Forest? You brought us here.
No, this is Ravines Garden State Forest.
Ravines Garden, okay, but it is close to Wahlaka. So we are actually camping here over the weekend and decided why not shoot a little episode. Pilot episode, technically speaking. This is the first one, and it's appropriate. It's appropriate that you're on my first episode because I stole this idea from you. Basically, for those that don't know, I was on Shannon and
Threadcount Podcast.
Check it out on YouTube. I was a guest on their podcast, and then I had an idea that, like, what if we did this like camping? And I was like, you guys should totally do that, and then I'll be a guest and you can just give me some credit. And they were like, dude, it's so much work doing the one podcast already, like you do it. And I was like, what, me? I have to make my own ideas come to life and do all the work. I wanted you to do all the work and then I just get a little credit at the end. So
Story of my life.
Yeah. So now I'm actually here trying to make things happen because Shannon pointed out that I'm a mama's boy, and I think she's right.
Yeah.
So now
By the way, did you text her this morning?
I did. Yeah. I absolutely texted her. So, I told her everything's go ahead.
Facts are facts, baby.
So I am Colombian, and I don't know if I can entirely blame the culture on that, but if I don't text my mom in the morning and at night, she thinks I was kidnapped by the cartel. And this is not a fake story. This happened in Mexico one time. She had the entire hotel security looking for me.
Oh, no.
Because she thought the cartel got me. But yes, and I am very appreciative of having such a loving mother that is willing to to get all hotel security after me. But yes, I texted my mom today. Shannon, thank you for asking.
This trail here?
Yeah, we can do that. Or do you want to go to the suspension bridge? Your call.
I guess we could stay on this trail for now and do the loop.
All right, cool. That works. All
right.
So I'm gonna switch sides real quick. Let's go over here. Yeah.
You can walk slower too.
It's just, I need to get a longer tripod. But I eventually will. But for now, this will do. Selfie stick. So, all right. One of the things here we do on OTC, we bring a guest and we ask them how outdoorsy they are. And with you, I want to do the Disney princess scale. On a scale of Sleeping Beauty to Pocahontas, how outdoorsy are you?
I'd say I'm Pocahontas if she fucks Moana.
She
baby.
fucks, not fucked, fucks, like nonstop.
Nonstop, all the time, collab.
There's a car coming. Do you wanna tell us why?
I'd say because I love environmental science. I went to school for environmental science, so I like the outdoors in general, but I also have my degree in marine biology, so I'm a little Moana.
So that's the Moana part.
A little Pocahontas said, fucky.
And do they scissor, or is one top or one is bottom? So it's like equal.
And the same.
So you like a little bit of forest, little bit of ocean.
A little bit of land and sea, a little bit of surf and turf.
A little surf and turf. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I know that you're outdoorsy as fuck because I've been camping with you. This is not our first time.
Yes.
You took me on one of the gnarliest fucking trips of my life. One of the most fun trips I've ever done. We did 3 nights.
3 nights.
3 nights, 4 days. In like the Ocala National Forest area?
Yes, close to.
Yeah, so the first night we did car camping.
Yes, Seminole State Forest.
Yeah, and then the next day we got on some kayaks and canoes. We paddled 5 miles, 3 hours.
Yeah, 5 miles, 3 hours-ish.
A little bit more if you count when we went upstream.
Yeah.
So we went upstream to check out a little spring area, just take a little break, eat a sandwich. Definitely not do drugs that are almost legal.
Yeah.
Everywhere. But and then we went downstream. We made it to our campsite. We were there for 2 nights. I want to say it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's about a 2.5 mile hike from the state park concessions.
Yeah, so you could hike in or you could canoe in.
Yeah.
But regardless, you're not getting to a Starbucks anytime soon.
No Starbucks.
So.
Unless you bring your own canned Starbucks.
Yeah. But no Wi-Fi. That doesn't come with Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi.
But we were there for 2 nights, 3 days, and it happened.
July heat.
And it was 4th of July weekend. What was the year? 2021? 22?
22.
So
3?
anyone who was in South Florida for that weekend understands kind of like what we were.
The hottest 4th of July in record.
Yeah, what we were dealing with, and we thought it was gonna be like nice and chill because we were right on the river, which is spring fed, so it's gonna be a cold river the entire time, which it was.
Yeah.
But the problem is it was so freaking buggy that we had to be constantly either covered in clothing or covered in repellent so that the bugs didn't attack you.
Yeah.
So if you jump in the water, like let's say to your knees, and then you bring your knee, like that knee out of the water, it's getting attacked immediately because it washed off the repellent. So it was a very hot,
It was a fight. It was a
muggy,
fight with the bugs.
buggy, muggy, hot weekend, and I would do it again.
And I think
In a
that's
heartbeat.
what started your crazed obsession here.
It kind of was. It kind of was. I had liked camping, but I mostly just talked about it for the longest time.
Yeah.
That was the trip that really made me like push myself. Right after that, I got an REI membership. I got my actual first pair of hiking boots, and since then I've just been like really pushing myself to get out there more. So this is all your fault. Me being so annoying about take me camping. That's what you get for being such a fun camping partner.
I worry.
Yeah. So how did you get into camping and outdoorsy stuff?
So when I was younger, my brother did Boy Scouts and I did Girl Scouts. So we did like camping types of things with those trips when we actually lived down in Florida. And then when we moved up to Buffalo, we weren't camping all that frequently, but once my parents got divorced, my dad would take us out on camping trips sometimes. So we did Martha's Vineyard over off of Massachusetts, like it's an island.
That's where they filmed Jaws, I think.
Oh, did they film it? Yeah, maybe
I think so.
did.
I
Maybe
think
they
so.
did.
Amity doesn't have like a. They don't really say where it is, but they imply that it's in Boston, and I'm pretty sure they're talking about.
Yeah, it's definitely that sort of area.
Yeah.
So we camped there.
That's awesome.
And actually, skunks raided our campsite at night because my dad didn't put away the food.
How does that go? Do they just come and take the food, or do they like spray it as a fuck you?
No,
or?
they were like tearing shit open, and it's like we were looking out the tent and like seeing them.
Are they just like another rodent, skunks, or are they rodents at all?
Well, I'd say like maybe a nuisance type of animal in occasions. I don't know that they're considered a rodent.
Okay, gotcha.
In particular, they may, because I believe a honey badger is, and a honey badger and a skunk are pretty similar.
They're pretty vicious animals.
Honey badgers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't back down from fights.
Oh yeah. Skunks? Neither.
That's crazy. And so this happened in Martha's Vineyard, and because you didn't hang your food?
We did Martha's Vineyard, yeah, and then like my dad would take us kind of like festival camping.
Okay,
style,
that's fun.
Where like he likes festivals and he likes hippie music, so he'd take us to like festivals on days where they would allow families.
Gotcha.
And we'd stay, and we'd always have like the whole glamping setup. Like my dad had like the solar shower and the whole grill, and we did pancakes, and we always did like kind of like the glamping style camping, nice big tent.
So not RV?
Not an RV.
Okay.
We did like an RV one time at like a park, like at like a Six Flags.
Okay.
But
I didn't know Six Flags allowed that.
They used to have like a whole RV parking area, and you would just rent them. They actually just stayed there.
Okay, that's cool.
They weren't even like moving RVs.
That's cool for like people who want to like ease into camping, I think, or if you're just into RV camping, that's cool too. We don't glamp shame around here.
No. I mean, so like I think that's kind of how things started. And then when I went to school for environmental science, I had to take a gym class to graduate. That's part of your liberal arts and sciences. Like you need these classes for whatever, right? Your core general studies. And so I took a class called Outdoor Skills, which is all about the leave no trace principles. And then we had the option to choose between like 3 different trips, but we had to go on 2 of them. So one was kayaking, One was backpacking and one was rock climbing. So I did the rock climbing and the
Nice.
backpacking trip.
That's awesome.
And we were part of the club in college. Me and Joey were part of this club called Adventure Club. We would go on hikes and things like that.
That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, and then I guess like I took over green team. I like was the president of like the green team and the chair of the green fee, which was this $30,000 initiative at our college that was all for like green related programming and stuff like sustainability and solar panels and all those types of things. So that's always what I really liked, and just kind of expanded on that the longer I had time to and money to.
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the reasons why like we got along so well as camping colleagues, whatever you want to call it, is because like, yeah, we fuck around and we'll tell jokes, especially here on the show and stuff like that. But in reality, like I'm pretty sassy about the leave no trace principles, about like,
Yeah.
you know, if you're gonna burn trash, it better be like a paper plate or something like that, not
Yes.
styrofoam or
Yes.
plastic and stuff like that. And I've actually I've actually cut ties with some acquaintances that have brought camping with me that like really wanted to do it and come, but they want to like, you know, it's like, oh, it's just a banana peel, I can throw it on the floor. It's like, no, you can't, because it's not native to this area. Or
Yeah.
orange peels. People think orange peels, just because we're in Florida, orange, that means it's gonna biodegrade, or it's gonna.
Yeah,
Which-
I mean, it's not like, I'd say it's not the worst thing with the idea is if like if there's 1,000 people using a trail,
Yeah.
and each of those people put a banana peel on the ground, like realistically that's not going to break down in time. And that's why it's like it's just best to everyone not do as much of those things, because you have those issues. Or bury it, you know,
You can bury
burying-
banana
yeah,
peels?
Burying a banana peel I think would be perfectly fine.
Well, that's good to know, because I didn't know that. I actually, when I brought my cousins over from, my cousins came from Colombia for my sister's wedding.
We got a mulberry here.
A mulberry?
That's a fruit tree. It's a red mulberry.
I should know these things. My girlfriend Jordan, you just met her. She knows so much about like local vegetation and mainly just flowers and birds. And I try so hard to like learn these things and remember them, but I'm like barely at poison ivy.
Oh yeah,
And,
it took Joey a long time to be able to figure that out. Those things, like repeat them back, because he had heard
Yeah.
them so many times. Like it's like the spider lilies are here, the Biden's albas are here. Like you see a lot of the same wildflowers throughout the state.
Okay.
And we've been to this particular garden before when it was raining. We saw all these citrus trees and loquat trees, and this was when we were super into permaculture gardening.
Okay.
So I used to have a garden business called Green Queen's Garden, an Instagram called Green Queen LW for like Lake Worth. And that was like my big thing right before comedy, like during the pandemic.
I was gonna say, I
when we
think
bought
that's the
our
first
house.
page of yours that I followed before you had like your Shannon Says Shit page, right? Or no?
Yeah, I created my Shannon Says Shit page after I started comedy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Kind of to separate the two, where I was like, oh, well, like these are two such like different kind of aspects
Yeah.
of my life. And if this is like my business and this is like my fun thing, whatever, I wanted to separate them.
Yeah, I did. It took me a while to split my personal page from my woodworking page, because
Yeah.
got to a point where it's like, all right, there's some shit that I just don't want certain clients to see.
Woodworking people
You
to
know?
see. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Like, especially when in the days of degenerate comedy, which we really like tried to live up to the name.
Yeah.
So shit was gnarly. But so at that point that you were finishing up just now, you were still in college, right?
In college, yeah. And so then we moved down here because I studied sea turtles. So we moved down here. And after we got down here, you know, we didn't really have the money to be able to travel and do the trips we wanted to do. And so we started camping throughout Florida and traveling throughout Florida, where it was like easier for us to go on a long weekend or
Yeah.
for our birthday weekends or whatever it may be. Memorial Day, 4th of July, we always tried to like get out of town and do something different and explore, because I love traveling. That's like one of my big passions. I've been to like Ireland, Costa Rica, I've been to Mexico, Jamaica, around Italy, Paris.
It's amazing.
Portugal, all sorts of places. But most of the traveling we've done a lot of traveling throughout the state. We've been to a bunch of different campgrounds. We've been to a bunch of different springs. We've done dispersed camping. We've done camping in state parks. We've done all sorts of different stuff. So, and then over the last few years, we ended up getting like the ability to like travel and do more camping. So we did Washington State, we did Colorado, we went back to Washington, we did California twice.
It's amazing.
So just a bunch of different stuff like that.
I've never camped on the West Coast. I did a little tiny bit of like, I wouldn't even call it hiking, just walking.
Yeah.
In you know, Bisbee, Arizona is close enough to the Mexican border that like you just kind of.
That's Arizona.
Yeah, you have to like if you just go for a little walk outside, it's borderline a hike.
Yeah.
Just because everything is like red rocky. I don't know what the name of those types of rocks are, but yeah, you're basically in the outdoors. I was actually, when I was in Bisbee, at one point I had no idea, but I was surrounded by tarantula hawks. You know what that is?
Oh no, I'm not.
It's a giant blue wasp, and their sting hurts like a motherfucker.
Huh.
But they kind of also look like butterflies. And at one point we were standing there, and I was surrounded by them. I had no idea what they were. Locals didn't say anything. Yeah. So I just didn't freak out. And then we moved on. Nothing, you know, nothing happened. Nobody got stung. Yeah. I just thought they were pretty, you know, like, oh, like that cool butterfly kind of looks like a wasp. Yeah. And it was like years later, I'm watching Coyote Peterson on YouTube.
Oh, Coyote Peterson. How old are you, bro?
I'm 33. But
you're watching Coyote Peterson?
Yeah.
That's like for like 8-year-olds.
He started with the pain index, though, didn't you? Did you ever see that? Or
no, I don't know. All I know is like.
Yeah, he got a kids show with Animal Planet.
Kids, yeah, I hear.
Yeah, and it's very family friendly stuff. But he was doing this thing where there was like there was an. I mean, I no shame. I watch SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents to this day. You know.
No, I know what you do.
But thanks.
Your mom tucks you in and puts it on for you.
But
hi, Monica.
Told you we would make this semi-family friendly for my family. That's the scariest part. It's not like whether people are gonna get upset. It's whether my mom's gonna yell at me.
Whether your mom's.
But yeah, he did a show. I think it's actually how it got started, which is there was like some other biologist or entomologist, I don't remember. He did like a pain index where he rated what's the most painful stings from insects around the world. And Coyote Peterson was like recreating that or confirming it, I guess. And he went around getting stung by a bunch of different insects. And one of them was a tarantula hawk. And I went, hey, wait a minute. I had like 4 of those flying around my face the other day.
I've seen those. And what was the pain tolerance?
I think it made like number 3. Originally,
the top 3?
I think, yeah. I think originally on the chart it was like 2, and then the bullet ant was first, but it might have been like the warrior wasp or something that took its place. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but so you've done camping, hiking, backpacking. We can go this way.
On the platform.
Yeah, all across the U.S. Did you do it when you went to Ireland and Italy, or not so much?
So when I was in Ireland, I was younger. So we didn't really do hiking. We did like the kind of the Blarney Castle, the Guinness factory. We saw a lot of family. I'm very Irish. My name is Shannon, right? Yeah. And then with Italy, I did Rome and Venice. So we didn't do the hiking.
Got it.
I would like to go back. Me and Joey have talked about doing the Dolomites, which are on the northern border of Italy.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
So.
That's awesome. And now we're over here. Yeah. In South Florida. You said when you started camping a lot in South Florida, like, did you have the opinion that Florida was just gross green water swamps like a lot of people have?
I think that I like did my research, so like I always advocated for Florida, even like for like a crazy hippie like me. Like I was like, Florida's much more than what people like make it out to be. It's more than swamps, Disney, and beaches. Like,
it really is. But even then, the swamp itself is beautiful.
Well, yeah, I know you're a big swamp head. I really like the Central Forest. Like I like the oaks, and I like I like the springs. I like the fresh water. I like the crystal clear fresh water. Like it just feels so.
Springs are gorgeous, and drinking spring water just feels rejuvenating.
Yeah, you love to do your filtered spring water.
I don't know. In springs, I don't filter.
Oh, you don't filter?
No, not in springs.
Oh.
No, not in springs.
You probably should.
Especially at a place like Ginny. If it comes right from the ground, you don't need to filter it.
I think you would do it.
You think I do?
I think you should be filtering your water.
Well, I've been okay so far, but
There's news, people. You heard it here first.
I've been okay
Monica,
so
get
far,
on.
but I'm gonna listen to the scientists and actually do
Monica,
it.
You better tell them.
All right, well, we're gonna log off for now. We're gonna take a little break, sit down, and I'm gonna ask Shannon some questions about her comedy. Welcome back to the OTC podcast. It's a show where I bring a guest with me outdoors and we bring the outdoors to you. I'm Nico Prada, your host, and I'm here with my guest, Shannon Laleem.
Hey.
The one and only. So we are finishing up our weekend of camping.
Yes.
Normally I just bring the guests on a little day hike, but you guys are real. You guys are fucking real.
Yeah.
So you got to see some of our hike. That was only about half of it.
Yeah.
We did hiking, we did swimming.
We did swimming.
With and without snakes.
I almost got bit by a snake.
She almost got bit by a snake.
Very
That is
close.
the ballsiest snake I've ever seen in my life.
It is the year of the snake, which is kind of weird.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that. It's the year of the snake.
Does that mean maybe you were a snake in a past life and she was trying to reconnect with
You know,
you?
Maybe. I think I might be Slytherin.
You might be a Slytherin?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right, you're talking to a probably Gryffindor. And
The rain is starting.
the rain is starting. We talked about how this might happen before we started filming. But fuck it, this is what happens when you try to film outdoors. So let's go move over to the pavilion.
All right.
So
We're flowing with it. This is how you
this is what
adjust
happens
to the
when you film in
plan.
the outdoors, you know. We're not in the studio.
Some would say Nico's not flexible, but look at him now.
Some would say I'm not flexible. Why? Because of my schedule?
No, I don't know.
I'm fairly flexible, especially when it's just me and Joey.
Oh, yeah.
You should see
Let me see you bend that ass over, boy.
We fold each other like tacos. It's how we learn to make such good tacos in the outdoors. So,
I thought that was from eating puss.
oh, I don't know. We eat each other's pusses. It's the poop puss. Stealing a bit from Stanhope right there.
Your
You
little-
can't get all loosey-goosey down in your ass pussy.
Should we go here?
I think so.
Okay. Little relocation, little couple minutes at the campfire, couple minutes in the pavilion.
That's how it is when you're.
Go.
That's what it is when you're camping in the backcountry. This is a relatively primitive area, right?
Yeah, this is what I would consider primitive car camping.
Yeah, it's still car camping, but you have to drive probably, half hour to get to a Dollar General.
Yeah, I'd
And then
say
another
about
5 minutes to get to another Dollar General, and another Dollar General, and another Dollar. There's a lot of Dollar Generals around here.
I'd say there's a Dollar General every mile.
Every probably mile there's a Dollar General. So that should also let you know that kind of where we are. But this is a super cool spot, and it is called, what is it called?
It is called Lake George Recreation Area.
Yeah, Lake George, and it is super cool. We had the entire campground to ourselves thanks to our expert show booker. She doesn't just book comedy shows, fantastic. She also books camping shows because,
Yeah.
well, you got us to reserve every single possibility.
Every spot. There's 4 available spots at this one campfire because it's hunt season.
Yeah.
And we saw some hunters actually, and that was kind of interesting.
They came out of the woods in their camouflage, which I guess wasn't super great because we saw them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they didn't catch any turkeys. I don't know, but
They had the rubber turkey.
they had I didn't know because I don't know a whole lot about hunting. I didn't realize you used like a bait turkey to get other turkeys. That was
Oh,
new
is
to
that
me.
what it was?
I don't know if it was bait or if he said bait or fake, but they came out with shotguns and a bag, which. I mean, we thought at first that it was a turkey
It was a
that
real
they
one,
shot.
yeah.
And then they let us know, like, no, that's a fake turkey. That's not real. So, but that was pretty cool. So they came out of there, and luckily, those are the only people we ran into.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, there's been a couple people that came down this way and then turned around when they realized.
Yeah.
I think it's because, like, with any sort of, like, free reservation type of system, there's a lot of situations where people don't show up, or if the weather wasn't ideal, maybe people didn't come, and then maybe somebody local knows that this exists and comes, and, you know.
Yeah, so we got lucky that everything was reserved, even with some of our own people who didn't show up.
Yeah,
They were on the list, and so we had this entire area to ourselves. And it was super cool. It has a nice fire ring. It had a couple of benches over there that you saw right before we got rained on. And
I'm used to getting wet like that.
Oh, I'm sure you are. You're a real naturalist. That's how you know. You're not just some methodological naturalist. You're a fucking just outdoor pervert, which is exactly why I decided to have you as my first guest. Not only that,
I poop and I fuck outside.
That's a great thing to have. That's a great camping partner to have, is somebody who's not afraid to poop or fuck outside.
Yeah.
Or fuck someone up outside, I'm sure.
Oh, I would also be there.
Yeah. If there's a bear, you think I'm putting Shannon in front as like bait so I can run away. It's because she's the best fighter out of all of us, actually.
I'll scruff the bear.
Hell yeah.
I'll say, hey, no.
Scratch behind the ear.
Give him a little tap on the nose. No.
I could actually see you doing that. That's the craziest part. It could be a fucking grizzly, a Kodiak, a polar bear, and it would be scared of you because it knows that you might roast it the way you roast people at Kelly Brothers. That shit is brutal, by the way. We'll get to that in a minute, but we're gonna just, I guess, wrap up the talk about our outdoor trip before I start asking you about your comedy. So we did hiking, we did swimming, we did camping. Mm-hmm. We cooked some bomb-ass meals. You guys are fantastic cooks, by the way. Her and Joey.
Thank you.
The two of the Threadcount Podcast.
Yeah, we did. Our classic camp meal is the sweet potatoes with sausage and rice. Nice filling meal.
It was amazing.
We did a classic breakfast.
We did.
The first day with bacon.
Scrambled eggs, bacon, and was it French toast or?
Just regular bread this time. I didn't do French
bread.
toast this trip. And then pasta.
Yeah, you did pasta for dinner. We did fish.
Sausage.
We split
the
dinners a little bit.
That was an insane meal too. And then the grilled cheese sausage.
That was really
sandwich.
good. I ended up having the second half of Shannon's. That was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And normally in this part of the podcast, I would be cooking a little camping meal or a snack for my guests, but with you guys, I just can't compete.
Well, I guess we've been cooking and eating and hanging the whole time. So
yeah, so it would be kind of weird, but maybe one day I'll come up. I'll be the one who cooks something delicious for the group, and they'll be very proud of me and not call me a mama's boy.
Well, you're too busy cutting all the wood for us. You have other jobs in the village.
It's kind of like a wood cutting addiction. It's so hard for me to stop. I really have to convince myself, like, all right, maybe sit down, relax, enjoy the fire for a little bit. But yeah. So we're wrapping that part of the weekend up now, and let's ask you a little bit about your comedy now. You've been doing comedy for
3 years.
3 years now, and I think I met you when you were just starting, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think maybe you were probably at my second-ish open mic.
Okay.
At my second open mic ever was Matthew's.
Okay, where was your first?
The Coop.
The Coop was your first.
Yeah,
Okay.
Interesting place to start, huh?
Yeah. How'd you find out about it?
So actually, I just was a fan of comedy, and a friend of me and Joey's that we knew, he would do open mics every once in a while.
Okay.
And so he was like, oh, there's this cool open mic down in Del Rey, come down with me, whatever. And so we did. We went down and we watched the show, and then the next week he was like, oh, you guys should get up. You guys really should get up and try comedy or whatever. So we were gonna go to a different open mic that night, but it wasn't happening or whatever, so we went back to the Coop. And yeah.
That was a great open mic. I only went, I think, twice because it's pretty far from me.
Yeah.
But I really liked the format. It was kind of like bucket system, but
bucket.
But it was bucket, and they put names on the wall, I think, and then
it was like numbers on the wall, and everybody had a random number, and so you didn't know your number.
Yeah, no, there's always a little bit of corruption.
Yeah.
I call it the communist bucket because whoever's in charge ends up helping their own friends.
Yeah.
This is a very political show.
Yeah.
No, but But it wasn't the traditional bucket system in the sense that the host draws a number. Whoever's on stage picks a random number.
Yeah, so there was, to a degree, that made it so sometimes like you wouldn't, like, even if you were yelling at a number, you thought it was your number, that someone might not pull it.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So that was your first open mic, and since then, not to brown nose you, but you've been fucking killing it. You've been grinding. You produce shows. You produce podcasts. You're a part of shows, and you're still out there hitting the open mics, working on your craft. Like you're not letting it get to your head. You know, you're really balancing out the business side of it and the craft side of it. Why don't you tell us a bit about the shows you produce?
So I've got a lot of different shows right now. I've got a couple with Ryan Panucci. So I've got Barrel of Monks, that's monthly in Boca. I've got Plantation, that's monthly, or Legends and Plantation.
I've done that
monthly.
one. That's a fantastic show.
Yep. And then I just got a brand new room I'm going to be starting called Honey in Del Rey. It's like a nightclub type of place. And it'll be like kind of their pregame event. Okay. But it's kind of like a loungy vibe. So I'm excited about that one. I do my Riff Roulette.
I was gonna ask, is that regular comedy or riff?
So right now the shows that I'm like that's a regular show. That's a regular comedy show. And then Riff Roulette, I've done at Sadman's, and we just did it at the Miami Improv, and we hope to get a date at Dania. In the next few months here. Dania's schedule is pretty tight for the next few months here, but hopefully soon we'll have a date there.
Very cool.
But I'm also now going to be collaborating with Lando at Bodega in West Palm. So we're going to do a Riff Roulette there once a month.
That's fantastic. I love Lando. Lando's fantastic. I really hope to get him on the show because he's an outdoorsy guy too.
Oh, yeah. He actually, you know, what's funny is yesterday I posted that picture of the spring. He was like, where is this?
That's funny. So. I just hope he doesn't work shorts because his calves are just absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, muscular guy.
You know, I don't really. This is me flexing right now, so yeah, he's gonna make me look pretty bad. Oh, you also run your show at Prosperity. I can't believe I forgot that one. I beg you every month to be on that show because I love it. I love the place. I love the ambient. The people there are super cool.
Yes, the crew. The Prosperity Brewers crew is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a super cool place. I love it. You've done regular comedy there. You've done Anna's drag show there. The drag show we did there. I was Joey. Actually, I think I wore the same hat. You dressed up as Joey. That's funny. And then you did like a dating show there one time. And I did Swipe, Laugh, Love. Swipe, Laugh, Love. Which was just like a Valentine's Day themed show I came up with. I was like, oh, you know, a lot of these Valentine's Day shows are themed towards couples, and I did have a couples element, but my focus was a lot on like the singles, and so it was kind of like a roast your dating profile. Like if you hand me your phone, I might go into your browsing history type of. How did that turn out? I found that we have a comedian who's open to swinging. I think I know who that is. We're not going to talk about that here without their permission. Oh no, they totally. I mean, I've posted it online. Okay. Well, yeah. But it's, you know, I just thought it was a funny thing, you know. Was all the porn you found legal? Yes. Well, you didn't have to call the cops on anybody? No cops necessary. It was comedians, not Warped Tour artists. So you didn't have to call the cops. No cops necessary. I think though psychologists for sure necessary. I think we could all use a little bit of therapy, but when it comes to comedians, whether it's what I found or whether it's what I said to them that will require therapy, I don't know. I love that. You told me that like somebody was like, oh yeah, she roasted the shit out of me, and I was like, I thought I was fucking nice. Yeah. No, like it was a buddy of mine who did the show, and he wasn't super bummed out, but he was like, that went really bad. And then I messaged you, and I was like, I heard that was pretty cringy, or like that wasn't even the worst one. Oh no, like I thought his went fine. I'm like, I found he was probably just being harsh on himself. Oh yeah, I think we all are though. That's comedy. Well, you're harsh on other people too. On other people? Usually they deserve it though. I'm only harsh if somebody's been harsh to me. I'm talking about a particular table at a certain writers meeting open mic. I've seen you decimate people that I don't understand how they didn't jump off a cliff after that.
Well, sometimes it's like a little bit of a bit, right? Like if it's like a bit, like for example at the writer's room,
everyone
like
looks
it's like
forward to it,
everybody
including
like
them.
yeah, like
Including
he
them.
likes it. Like I think he's got a little bit of a dom type of fetish.
He's got to be some kind of masochist because
yeah, he likes me to talk down to him.
yeah, you basically just humiliate him, then he goes to the bathroom, makes a noise, and comes back and sits in the crowd.
I should get paid for what I do.
You kind of should.
I do sometimes, but not enough.
Hey, sex work is work. We respect that here on the OTC podcast, and I'm not being sarcastic. Thank you very much. But I want to come back to a thing we were talking about earlier. When you first went on stage, like you realized, okay, I got to put 5 minutes together. Did you already have it, or had you thought about that beforehand, or how did that go?
Actually, like, so this is interesting because like I notice this a lot when comedians first start now, like that I've been around, is that a lot of people like don't go the full 5 minutes. But I think that I didn't really know realistically how long 5 minutes would, like how long it would take me to get through something.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really, like I didn't like talk in front of the mirror type of deal. Like I was just like, all right, I have this idea, like blah, 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 yeah, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this. And like I had like, it's interesting because like before I started comedy, I didn't like look into the mechanics of jokes or anything like that. But I had like rule of threes types of things written into some of like the first things I'd say on stage.
Did you know about the rule of threes, or it just made sense?
No, it's just like I just think
sense.
like maybe I absorbed from being a comedy fan that I'm just like, oh, you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this. I think maybe sometimes I maybe would have 4 instead of 3 because like I didn't know like how that all worked.
Yeah, you
and
didn't know that it
whatever.
was a rule. It just seemed to make sense. It's like
Yeah.
someone who doesn't know music theory but understands 4/4 time. Is that
That's
what it's
like-
called, 4/4?
Yeah, that's like me. It's like I'm not necessarily like a musician. Like yeah, I was in chorus and I did all county chorus and like shit like that when I was young. But I got out of like music and performing and everything in high school. So that's when I kind of started being like, I'm gonna do what I want, and I felt like I never really fit in the theater world because I never really wanted to be a stage type of actor. I was never into like that as much. As like I think most of the people when you are involved in like community theater are.
Yeah, I think it's a whole subculture being a theater kid.
Yeah.
I tell that to Ariel all the time, who I hope we can have on the show as well, because sometimes it's not for the sake of humiliating people, but wanting people who don't typically hike, bringing them to the outdoors, I think will be a fun thing to do. And but yeah, she's like, you can't get the theater kid out of a person like her. And if it's not for you, then it's not for you.
I wasn't very theater kid. I just like I was involved in the theater because I wanted to act.
Okay, that makes sense.
And now that I do comedy, like I mean, I think it would be cool to act, but I think like I'm not doing comedy to become like an actor.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm too old to try that at this point. So.
Hey, you never know. You never know. But yeah, a lot of people seem to like either they're trying to become an actor, so they do comedy. I guess maybe it helps to boost their career.
Yeah.
And I think there are also some actors who will do it, or who will do it backwards, or comedians who will do that backwards.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think like a lot of people like started as stand-ups and then became actors, like Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey started
like Jim
that way.
Carrey was
I think
a
even
stand-up.
Sandler did.
Sandler,
lots of
Sandler,
them,
yeah, a lot of
I'm sure there's some people who only know Richard Pryor and George Carlin as actors, but they're big time stand-ups.
Yeah. And same with Bob Saget.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Bob Saget even did stand-up, even like past his acting.
Yeah.
But even past his acting years, he went back to stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, people would open for him at the locals would open for him every now and then.
Really? Yeah.
That was fun. Rest in peace, Bob Saget. But
and I look like I look like if Michelle grew up.
Yeah, maybe. If she grew up in the Full House though, and like didn't get any proper psychology.
Oh yeah, well that's exactly what happened to me.
It was like, it's like you look like you developed your your roasting skills almost like as a survival tactic.
I have two brothers. I think that's what people like. I think a lot of people don't really know that much about me, really, or like about like why I'm the way I am. You know, like I think people are just like, oh, just be you, and I'm like, this is me. Like this is me. Like I'm like, I think I don't look like maybe what you would think I'm like or something, and so it's like you want me to act like what I look like, but I'm just acting like what I am, because it's like I was raised with, I have an older brother 3 years older than me, a younger brother 3 years younger. I'm the middle child. My parents got divorced when I was young. You know, it's we definitely tough love. Okay. Definitely tough love type of household.
Gotcha.
So we're the type of roasting. Like my brothers would be like, "You've got a unibrow," like, you know, like, and like.
That was quite a voice. That was like from a horror movie. I don't know. Does your brother speak through a hole in his?
No. I think that's just like me being like, like, oh,
gotcha.
You're a brat.
But yeah, I do think it's super weird, and perhaps it's because I've like spent time with you, like a lot of time with you outside of like a comedy setting.
Yeah.
That like people who think like, oh, it's an act that she does on stage. We see that shit around the fire while she's cooking, while she's like folding up her sleeping bag and shit like that. You'll get a zing and a zap, or you'll just get some really, really phenomenally dirty jokes, just casually. So,
Casually, things slip in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even without spit sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially her fist.
Yeah.
Slips into my metaphorical
That's what happens
soul.
when he bends over to cut wood.
Yeah, and I bend over to cut wood a lot, especially after, you know, the first like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
It just starts to get a little looser, and dare I say, it feels kind of nice.
That's why we have this comfy chair for you, because you actually can't sit on the bench.
I cannot.
Because I destroyed his asshole.
It requires healing. But it's the type of healing that makes you stronger.
It's the type of healing only your mother's hug can give you.
I need so many hugs from my mother after I'm done hanging out with you.
I hope your mom doesn't think I'm actually like a bully.
No,
like, it's funny.
No. She knows. She knows. Like my mom is so. We talked about how my mom is so freaking. Like she's not overprotective. She's a little overprotective of me.
Yeah.
But
you're the baby, right?
Yeah. No, I'm the oldest.
Oh, you're the oldest.
Yeah.
The original baby.
I'm the original baby, exactly.
The original.
But she knows that when I come back from a trip with you guys, like not only am I okay, but I'm well fed.
Oh yeah.
And that's huge, because I always send her pictures of the things you guys cook. Whenever I go, I could go to a freaking like somebody's backyard, and my mom will be like, "We gotta watch out for the snakes and the bears, and I know you're not gonna eat well out there." And then I go camping with Shannon and Joey, and they cook these extravagant meals.
Yeah, we like to which is funny, because I feel like with comedy and like working and whatever, it's like I'm so busy between producing and whatever else I have going on in life. So it's like I almost never have time to cook, and so like when we are out camping, it's like I actually have the time to like sit down and like cut up some fucking garlic.
Do you like cooking?
Oh, I love to cook. Yeah, I love to bake. Like I make raviolis from scratch. Like I've done that. I do pasta from scratch.
Nice. That's awesome.
I mean, like I've definitely cooked quite a bit. I think that's part of got Joey locked in.
Nice. It's a wonderful skill to have, but he's a good cook too.
Yeah, I taught him actually.
You taught him how to cook?
Yeah, I taught
That's
him
amazing.
all the stuff. Yeah.
That's
He's my
amazing.
sous chef.
He's your sous chef?
Yeah.
How do you spell? Do you spell sous in like a funny way that is a secret word about like maybe him getting pegged? Probably not.
S-U-B.
S-U-B. He's your soup chef. I get it. I knew there was a secret letter in there somewhere. Yeah, you're definitely in a world where so many people claim to be alphas, especially male podcasters. You are definitely the alpha of this
I'm like a male
group.
podcast. Yeah.
You're a real alpha. Those guys are just like, roid-headed motherfuckers. But no, I think you're the real fucking alpha of the group.
I've like sucked the right Joe Rogan teat. I've gotten like just enough like of the Joe Rogan teat.
Well, it's easy to reach with those fucking steroid nipples.
Oh, they're long and they hang quite a bit actually. I'd say Joe Rogan nipple hangs longer than his dick. You'd be surprised actually. His nipple hangs about an inch longer than his dick hangs because of the roids.
This is gonna go fantastic in the comments. We're gonna see so many alpha bros.
Please have me on one day, Joe Rogan.
So many alpha bros who don't follow anybody are gonna come and defend their boy Joe.
I'm joking, Joe.
We love you, kinda.
I'll peg you, Joe Rogan. I'll peg my husband. I'll peg Nico.
I definitely preferred the original, the Joe Rogan and Doug Stanhope Man Show over the one with Kimmel and Carolla. Did you know that they did?
I have not seen either of those.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a Man Show type.
No.
It's okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't really love it too much.
I oddly really like very girly TV shows.
Yeah. I mean, for example, I like Mean Girls. I'm not like a girly guy,
Mean
but I think that's a great movie.
I don't think that's that's a girly. No,
You don't think
Mean
that's
Girls
girly?
is a generational gift.
It really is. It
I'd
really
say.
is. So then what do you call in girly? Like The Bachelor?
Yeah, like The Bachelor,
Okay.
Love is Island, Temptation Island, any of those terrible reality TV shows are too hot to handle. I watch them all.
But you don't like them?
No, I like them.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misheard you. I thought you said that you don't like those girly shows.
No, like the types of shows everyone hates.
Gotcha.
It's like my guilty pleasure. I sit and I binge watch Sweet Magnolia.
I don't know that one.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't hate on those shows, but they're definitely not for me.
Vampire Diaries, One Tree Hill,
Vampire
Gossip
Diaries.
Girl.
I've seen
them all.
I've seen all the Twilights. I binge watched
Okay.
those. I thought they were okay.
That's not a movie though. That's a movie, not a TV show.
Oh, well, right, but it was a series.
Yeah.
A series of movies.
Oh yeah.
You know, you mentioned Vampire Diaries. Is that supposed to be like a girly show too?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I don't know.
It's with a guy who is gorgeous.
Okay.
Ian Somerhalder.
Summerholder.
Yeah.
Well, if he got a holder in his name,
Oh, I'm gonna learn how to hold her
hold that summer sausage.
right in the mouth, right in the lips.
You never hold back. Never hold back.
It's weird that your mom's gonna watch this.
Yeah, I know. That's one of those things. I've been doing comedy for 12 years and my family has never come out to see me. My sister has. She's the only one I let.
What? Your mom and your dad have never seen you do comedy live.
I am scared that my mom will hear it and her little heart will break. It's a huge heart actually, so I feel even worse because...
What? Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm worried it should be like...
I mean, my
"What is
dad's never
boy
seen me do
doing?"
comedy, but I don't live near him. Joey's mom has came out
I know, I was
a
there for
bunch
that
of
one.
times.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was there for when your mom came out.
My mom's been out.
Yeah.
I don't think Joey's dad maybe has seen me. Maybe he has. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I was there when your mom came out. But with my parents, I'm actually trying to keep the show relatively clean. I'm not gonna edit out anything we talked about today. But this is me trying to keep it clean because I think while I'm not the dirtiest comedian, I think some of my jokes can be a little raunchy, and I just don't know that I want my mother to think of me that way.
Well, now she is.
Well, no, she knows why I have asked her not to come out to comedy. So, but I guess now she's gonna get at least a glimpse of what I do on stage. Even though I'm trying to keep this more guest oriented, every now and then I have to chime in and be like, that happened to me too, you know.
Yeah.
Like a man would do. See, I'm not entirely unmanly.
You're not used to having a nipple hanging right in front of you.
No, this is new to me. This is all new to me. I actually I haven't edited since senior year of high school, which was about 15 years ago. And I thought 1080, what is it, HP or 1080, the quality of a video, I thought that was some of the highest. And when
HP, or do you mean HQ, high quality?
Perhaps, I don't know.
HP, are you talking about the printer?
You know what? That's just how much of a
That's
caveman.
just how much you know, yeah.
That's how much of a caveman I am. But I the quality of a video for YouTube. I was like, oh, it shoots in 1080, and the guy was like, yeah, no, you don't want that. You want 4K. The guy at Best Buy when I was shopping for equipment, and I was like, oh shit. So is that what it means to get caught in 4K? And he's like, yeah, man. I was like, I need help. And he goes, yeah, don't worry, I got you.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. And then he
yeah.
made a nice commission check.
A nice yeah.
I'll help you. You need all of these things.
Exactly, right? It's like, why do I...
Yeah, I advise you get an extra memory card. You never know.
It's like, why are you giving me a PS5 to take with me? I really need that for the podcast? Oh, yeah, bro, especially outdoor podcasts. You need a PlayStation 5.
Don't forget this really high-powered dildo either.
Listen, that's what prepped me for your fists. Hi, Mom.
I love that we're talking about like me like fisting you.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Joey. Just, yeah. All right, but I think we're gonna probably get ready to wrap things up now. We gotta get home and take a shower. We were
Yes.
talking about how it's kind of sad to take apart the campsite.
Yeah.
But when you camp in a place that's a little bit more primitive like this, you're kind of ready to go home. So it's not as sad. Like it is a little bit of a bummer, but then you think about like a nice shower and a soft mattress at home. It's kind of nice. So why don't we go do that?
All right.
Let's get out of here. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
See you guys. Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you want to help the channel grow, you can subscribe or like, hit the notification bell, or leave a comment down below. I'll try my best to answer, so long as you're swinging above the belt. If you really want to help, you want to help me feed my guests and pay my bills, I will put links to my Venmo and Cashapp and Patreon down below. If you like my guests, I will also put tags to their social media in the description. Always remember that here at OTC, we encourage our viewers to respectfully and responsibly enjoy the outdoors, know your local ordinances, abide by leave no trace principles, learn something cool, and I'll see you on the next hike.